The cooking time of a ham is 2/5 of an hour for each pound. How long should you cook a ham that weighs 12 3/4 pounds? And dinner time is at 4:45. What time should you start cooking the ham? Alright, this is a multi-step problem that's fairly difficult. One thing I do know, and I've tried to express to most of you, is that if you see a word of dealing with fractions, we are probably multiplying. So we are trying to find what is 2/5 of 12 3/4, because for every pound it takes 2/5 of an hour to cook. So first we have to do is we have to change the improper fraction to a mixed numeral. 4 times 12 is 48, 49, 50, 51. So we end up with 51 over 4 times 2/5. Let's look for an opportunity to simplify before we multiply. We can simplify the 2 and the 4 with 2 and multiply now, and we end up with 51 over 10. Let's express that as a mixed numeral. So 10 goes into 51 5 times with 1/10 left over. So here's the problem now. We know that it's going to take 5 hours and 1/10 of an hour, 5 and 1/10 of an hour, to cook that ham. The problem is that what's 1/10 of an hour? 1/10 of 60 minutes, in other words. So we have to go again with the 1/10 of 60 minutes to find out. Now we can simplify again by 10 to find out that 5 hours and 1/10 of an hour, or 5 and 1/10 of an hour, is 5 hours and 6 minutes. Okay, now we got something to work with here when we start to try to figure out when do we have to start cooking. Well, the easiest way probably to do time is not necessarily to subtract 5 hours and 6 minutes from 4 hours and 45 minutes in a conventional way. It might be easier just to count backwards. So we could say that we're going to count backwards from 4:45 by the hour. So 1 hour prior is going to be 3:45. 2 hours prior would be 2:45, 1:45, 12:45, and finally 11:45 is 5 hours earlier than 4:45. Now we still have 6 minutes to deal with, so we need to take the 11:45 and subtract 6 minutes. Alright, so now we go 4, 3, 15 minus 6 is 9, 3 minus 0 is 3, 11:39 is when we need to start that ham. So that was a multi-step problem. First thing we found out was it takes 5 hours and 6 minutes to cook a 12 3/4 pound ham. We need to start cooking at 11:39. Wow.